Alright guys, how's it going? My name is Julian Blaine and today I'm going to be presenting you Wayfinder Corporations. So who are we? First off, Wayfinder is an up-and-coming travel brand. Part of our mission is to make stylish bags and backpacks that are going to last you for a while. They're going to stand the test of time. These products are made for people who love to get out and explore, whether you gotta go into the office for a day, you want to go on a hike. These products are meant to serve you wherever you go. And with that being said, they're made with sustainability, functionality, and minimalism in mind. This also contributes to our goal of keeping the environment safe and reducing our carbon footprint. So now let's talk about SWOT, our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So when it comes down to our strengths, one of our biggest advantages is sustainability. We're a very environmentally friendly company. We really try and minimize our impact on the environment. And that goes into our backpacks. We want our backpacks to last. We want them to, be made with sustainability in mind. In addition to that, we want them to be multifaceted. We want to have a bag that can serve many purposes for you, whether that's taking it to the office, going on a hike, traveling. These bags are meant to serve you wherever you want to go. In addition to this, we like to create a high quality product. We want our bags to be good and to last and be durable, and we want them to look good as well. So that's a big part of our identity in our product. Now, when it comes to weaknesses, one could be our price point, and this in part is our price point going forward. But to create a product that is environmentally friendly, sustainable, and high quality, it takes materials, and it takes time and effort, and so that can lead to rising costs. And although it isn't the biggest issue now, it's hard to say what will happen in the future. Another one of our weaknesses is just the fact that as a brand, we're not super recognizable to this point. There's a lot of bigger brands out there, and people probably don't know about us super well. And in addition to that, we're also in a somewhat narrow market. As a company that only creates bags, it's hard to reach a huge audience when we're not a company like North Face, who is not only creating bags, but they create jackets and they create like outdoors gear. So that's a little bit of a area of weakness for us. Now, when we're looking at opportunities, one of the best, I think, is just the ability to expand our product line. As of now, we only have 3 products, which we'll get into later. But with that, it leaves a lot of room for developing new items and new things that we can sell to the consumer. In addition to that, seeing as we are a travel and outdoors brand, there's a lot of potentially like influencers that could help us get our name out there and help make us more recognizable, and that's a big part of trying to get our name out there. And in addition to this, there are a lot of big market, I refer to them as a big market stores, but companies like REI, where we could sell our products without having to create our own, I guess, need. If we sell our bags in stores like REI, it makes it easy to find. People get to see them. It's right there. It's a big name store. So that's a big opportunity if we can manage to pull that off. And some threats, I think the one that makes the most sense is just pre-existing brands. There's already plenty of companies that produce bags and backpacks and travel bags. So they're probably our biggest threat. And the other fact is that, our company is very dependent on travel. and this is something we're going to get into a little bit later, but if something were to happen, now it's very important that we understand what's going on in the world today, to help give kind of like context to what might happen with sales. When we look at traveling, there's a lot of uncertainty with what's going to go on in the future. You have President Trump issuing travel bans to lots of countries, and with rising tensions in the Middle East, it's really hard to say what's going to happen and if Americans are going to be able to travel to the extent that they'd like to. So that's something we keep in mind. If I had to guess, I would say the impact in the future would be negative, but it's too uncertain to be super sure at this point. Now, when it comes to backpacks, I think this is something that is actually in our favor, because when I'm walking around, whether I'm downtown in a city or at Gonzaga, I see a lot of people wearing these Cotopaxi backpacks or North Face backpacks or Patagonia, which tells me that there is a place for Wayfinder in the market, specifically with a younger audience, but that people want a stylish backpack. People want something of high quality, and clearly that's what we set out to do. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, economically speaking, with tariffs, all the tariffs coming out, it poses a big threat, because it makes it difficult to source materials, and it makes those materials more expensive. And if the materials are more expensive, then we have to make our bags more expensive. So economically speaking, it's a bit concerning, but it's kind of just one of those things we'd have to wait and see play out. Although, again, if I had to guess, I would say that economically speaking, the economic side of things is not in our favor. When it comes to technology, I think it's very important that we tap into online shopping and social media. These are huge markets. People spend thousands of dollars a year on websites like Amazon. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a product on Instagram or TikTok and thought, wow, that's really cool. Would I like to have that? Yes. So that's a very big part of marketing and making yourself a notable brand and getting people to buy a product is promoting yourself on social media. Whether that's LinkedIn for your office goers, or whatever that might be. And then politically, in recent years, we've obviously seen a shift to focusing on the environment and environmentally friendly brands, which is something that almost plays into our, it plays into our brand. We're a brand that focuses on the environment. We want to be sustainable, and so the more laws and regulations kind of lean towards that, the more that's in our favor. Talk about our products. First off, on the left, we have the Rover backpack coming in at $85. This is our bag that you use for, it's described as a lightweight commuter and adventure bag, but this is the bag you take to classes or wear to the office, or you're going on a hiking trip. I need a backpack. Let's take the backpack. It's a very functional bag. It's small, it's lightweight, it's durable, it's gonna last. This is one of my favorite products personally, and at $85, it's not the cheapest, but I'd say it's a fair price. When it comes to, now we'll move on to the Trailblazer duffel. Now this is our duffel bag. It's great for the gym or going on a short business trip, but it can really serve you however you want. I mean, it's sleek, it's clean, it looks good. I would be very happy taking that on a little trip to wherever I might be going. But it's a good looking bag, so can't be too mad about that. And then we have the Nomad carry-on. Now again, going with the trend of clean looking bags. I think that's a very stylish carry-on bag, coming in at $170. Um, it also has technology within it, so it's got like a charging port and all these type of things. It's a very high quality bag, which in my opinion justifies the price. And again, it just looks clean. Like I'd feel good walking around the airport with that. As you can see, all of these bags are in black, but this is just for slideshow. Obviously, I think we're gonna be working to introduce new colors soon. And now moving on, I want you guys to meet Abby. Now, Abby is a remote social media manager who loves to get out and travel, go exploring the outdoors, and she's very uh, she's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Excuse me. She's very environmentally conscious and cares a lot about the environment. What Emily is looking for in a bag is something that is stylish, budget friendly, and sustainable. And I specifically chose Abby as my example because I felt like she was the perfect blend of the market we're trying to sell to. You know, she's got a job and these kind of and responsibilities to look after, but she wants to get out and she wants to. Can our products serve Abby? Specifically, I want to look at the Rover backpack. You know, Abby is someone who needs a bag that she can use for work. Obviously she's remote, but what if there's a time she needs to come into the office, or she needs something that's gonna hold all her computer and her chargers and all of her gear. And this backpack does just that. It has all the space she could ask. It's sleek, it's stylish, but in addition to that, it's durable. You know, you can get it wet. You can bring it out in nature and kind of, mess around, wrestle with the bag. It'll last. It's perfect for getting outside and going outdoors and doing all of these things. It's very, like I said, it's very durable, which makes it the perfect blend of that kind of office adventure vibe you're looking for. And at $85, this bag is a great option. I see a lot of North Face bags that come in at a hefty price. I mean, a really hefty price. And so I feel like $85 for a high quality bag like the Rover backpack is a fair price. And now we're going to look into our 4 Ps. As I called them, I said the finer details, starting off with the product. So what makes our product great? For one, I've talked about it a lot, but we've got bags that are clean looking, they're stylish, they can, they look good, you feel good wearing them. That's a big part of what makes our brand great. In addition to this, all of our bags are durable. Again, I've talked about these points, but you might as well reiterate them. It's a durable bag. It's gonna last through the wear and tear. You can get it dirty, you can get it wet, you can beat it up if you want. Whatever that might be, the bag will last. Again, we're an environmentally friendly company. All of our products are made with sustainability in mind, and we really try and make that a part of our identity. In addition, our bags are pretty lightweight. They're not gonna, cause, you're not gonna throw out your back wearing one of our bags. They're pretty comfortable, easy to move around with. And again, they're just multi-purpose, No bag has one specific identity. You can get out and use it however you really see fit, because that's how they were designed and that's how it's intended. About placement. Where are we going to sell our products? I touched on it a bit earlier, but I think one of the biggest ones is, Amazon. I don't know how many products I've bought off Amazon in the past year, but it's a lot, and I'm sure it's a lot for you too. And so I know it's a great way to reach people. Everybody shops on Amazon, so having a reputable online market like that is a great tool to use. In addition, I think if we can get it in our bags in stores like REI or stores similar to that maybe specify and specialize, in bags. I think that's one of our best bets to really become more recognizable. In addition to that, I think Wayfinder would really benefit from our own personal website, like Amazon, but more more personal. It's Wayfinder. It's our brand, and I think that would be a great way for people to get familiar with the company while also purchasing our product. And I think it would also serve us well to try and open up a couple stores, whether it's standalone shops or like a little store in a mall. Having somewhere where people can come in and look at the bags and test them out and see what works for them is a great way to generate sales. Let's talk about our price and how we come up with it. Starting off with cost-based. Obviously, we don't want to be losing any money on our product, so at the very least, we need to account for all the materials and labor that went into the bag and give it a fair markup so we generate revenue. In addition to this, we want to position our company in a way that is favorable compared to other companies like North Face that might sell backpacks. Obviously, we don't want to have our bag too expensive, and so finding a nice middle ground where it's either on price or maybe even slightly cheaper would serve us well. And for the future, if we decide to develop more bags and we become more recognizable as a brand, it would be a good idea to maybe upscale our pricing a little bit, and maybe just create some luxury. And finally, promotion. How are we going to promote ourselves as a brand? Obviously, the first one would be social media promotion, whether that's ads on websites or sites like TikTok or Instagram or LinkedIn. That's a great way to get some recognition. In addition to this, enlisting the aid of influencers or YouTubers, again, like I mentioned, Casey Neistat, is a great way to generate some views and some recognition while tapping into a specific market. In addition to this, we could try and do some giveaways to help, again, just become more recognizable. If we can put our bags on people, then that's a good thing. And we could also do sales, like holiday sales or a sort of inaugural sale to kind of get the brand going. Now, what does Wayfinder look like going forward? Obviously, there are still a lot of challenges and uncertainties ahead, but with a capable team and a good product, I do truly believe that Wayfinder can be the bag brand of choice for many people in the near future.